Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video I'll be showing you guys some great league gameplay with Throh in the background. We are going to be using Lapis and Hypno as part of this team. We will be getting a 4-win, so watch at the end of the video to see that. If you guys haven't already, please consider dropping a like, subscribing and turning notifications on. And with that being said, let's get on with today's video. For the first round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Skarmory. Skarmory is a Steel and Flying type Pokemon, making Lapis do neutral damage with Frost Breath against him, since Ice types are super effective against Flying types but not very effective against Steel types that will be doing neutral damage. He also does learn a Sky Attack that did get me to half health. That did a really good amount of damage against me, but I do have my Surf charged up, and this will also be doing a good amount of damage against him, and it will bring him to half health as well. This is a pretty even fight because both of us are going to be doing neutral damage, but Lapis just has more health than Skarmory, so what I am going to do here is going to shield and then go for the farm down with Frost Breath and get a really good farm down and perhaps get at least 2 Surfs charged up, or 1.5, and throw them all on his next Pokemon. His Skarmory does finally faint, and my opponent does make a swap out into Azumarill. That is really good for us, since as you guys know, my Hypno does have charge moves with Lightning Punch. Lightning Punch is an electric type charge move. Electric types will be doing super effective damage against water types. I cannot swap out into my Throh, since Throh is an only fighting type Pokemon, and I only do have fighting type moves. Fighting types will be doing not very effective damage against that Azumarill, since fighting types are not very effective against fairy types. I do decide to swap out into my Hypno, since I did get good energy from my Lapis. I am going to swap out into my Hypno and try to get a Lightning Punch. Ice Beam did go through. I did choose not to shield, and it barely did any damage. It did do plenty of neutral damage, but not as much as I expected. Lightning Punch will probably faint him from the health that he's at, so my opponent does throw in a shield. He does have 0 shields left, and Psychic and Confusion plus Electric Punch or Fire Punch or Ice Punch, it charges up super fast. So I am going to throw in a shield here, since I do have my Lightning Punch charged up, and I am going to throw it on his Stunfisk. Sadly, I could not get the Lightning Punch on his Azumarill, and before he did swap out into that Stunfisk. Lightning Punch will be doing not very effective damage, since electric types are not very effective against both electric types and ground types, so he is double resisting them. My opponent did throw in a Mud Bomb, and I do have my Lightning Punch ready for his Azumarill, and I will swap out into my Lapis, and we do get the charge move off on him. I did use my Lapis as a meat shield, so my Hypno would not take the attack. I am going to swap out into my Throh to fight this Azumarill. To fight the Stunfisk, since Throh will not be able to fight against the Azumarill. So Mud Bomb will be doing neutral damage against us. Throh is a pretty tanky Pokemon, so we can handle a few Mud Bombs and a few discharges from that Stunfisk. That is really good. Mud Bomb does go through once again. We are really close to Focus Blast. Focus Blast will one-shot him from any health, I'm guessing. But this is really bad for us, since Stunfisk does have since his Focus Blast is going to faint him, that Azumarill is going to get a really nice farm down on my Throh, and I'm hoping that he does not throw in a charge move, but it did allow me to swap out into my Hypno, get the Electro Punch off, and instantly faint him, because with that super effective damage from that electric types, we did do a good amount of damage, but not enough to faint him. He is a 1-more shot, and he does learn a charge move, which is totally fine. My Throh can come in, one-shot him with his fast attack, and it does allow us to win that first round win. Good game to my opponent. For the second round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Magmar. So this is once again a even start for us, since this is a bad start for us since I am going to be doing lava effective damage with my Frost Breath, while his fast move and his charge move will be doing neutral damage. My Surf will be doing super effective damage due to water being super effective against fire types, but we do see a shield go through. So once again, since my opponent did throw in a shield, he is down 1 shield, and I think he is over farming since I think my opponent is using Fire Punch, so he probably is over farming. Yeah, it is a Fire Punch, and we may expect another Fire Punch. Nope, we do get my Surf off. Surf will be doing a lot of neutral damage against him. I mean super effective damage, since once again water types are going to be doing super effective damage against him. I decided not to throw in the shield since we are going to survive the Fire Punch and perhaps maybe get that Surf and faint him. So I do decide to swap out into my Throh since I do know that Focus Blast will be doing a lot of damage, but it does take super long to charge up. So I do decide to swap out into my Throh. We are going to throw in the shield, and both of us do have 0 shields left. This Throh is getting a really nice farm down on that Magmar, and we are like halfway to that Focus Blast. My opponent does swap out into a Lantern. Lantern is an electric and water type Pokemon, so Focus Blast will be doing a lot of neutral damage against him. So Focus Blast does go through, and it did do so much neutral damage. It maybe will allow my Hypno or my Lapras to come in and get neutral damage off and perhaps get more energy. So my Hypno does come in, and I do have my Lightning Punch almost charged up. His final Pokemon is a Sunflora, and for some reason I did decide to swap out into my Lapras. That was a really bad move by me since it did allow that Sunflora to get a good amount of energy. 2 hits, that is a lot. Lightning Punch will be doing a lot of neutral damage against us with the Laser Leaf, but since he does have Laser Leaf, I do know that Laser Leaf makes the charge moves charge up super slow. So Lightning Punch does go through 1 more hit, and it does faint, allowing me to win that second round. Good game to my opponent. For the third round, my opponent's first Pokemon is an Alolan Marowak. This is once again a even start for us, although I am going to be doing not very effective damage, and he does have Rock Smash as his fast move. He is going to be doing super effective damage due to fighting types doing super effective damage against ice types. This may be a Bone Club since I do know that Rock Smash makes a charge move charge up super slow, and my Surf does get charged up as well. Surf will be doing a really good amount of damage since Surf is a water type charge move. Water types are super effective against fire types, and my opponent does throw in a shield because of that. We are taking some really hard blows with that Rock Smash, and it is doing some pretty good neutral, super effective damage against them. Once again, a Bone Club does go through, so I am not going to throw in a shield. I am going to tank the Bone Club. It will be doing barely any damage against us, and I am going to throw in the Surf, and maybe my opponent will not throw in the shield. If he does, that is still fine, but if he doesn't, that will be even better. So my opponent does not throw in a shield, and it does allow my Lapras to get a really good farm down against him with a pretty good amount of health for a Pokemon that will not be doing a good amount of damage like Cresselia. Cresselia is doing a good amount of damage, but his fast move is really slow. So Surf does go through right here. Surf will be doing neutral damage against him, so my opponent does throw in a shield. I am going to swap out into my Hypno since Cresselia will be doing super effective damage against my Throh, since Psychic types are super effective against flying types. My opponent does make a swap out into Umbreon, and that is really good for us since, as you guys know, fighting types will be doing super effective damage against dark types. We are going to tank these Dark Pulses and Foul Plays really easily since dark types are not going to be very effective against fighting types, and Throh is a really tanky Pokemon. We are getting a really good farm down on this for my Focus Blast as well. We are getting really good energy from this Umbreon. Umbreon is really tanky. I know. mean, Umbreon is really tanky, and his charge moves charge up really fast, and that makes Umbreon a really good Pokemon for the Great League. So you guys should try him out. So my Focus Blast does charge up. I do not need to charge it up all the way since it will instantly faint him. My opponent does make a swap out into Cresselia, and that Cresselia will be getting a really good farm down against my Throh, because without taking that much damage, since once again fighting types are doing not very effective damage against psychic types, and psychic types are super effective against fighting types. My electric punch does charge up for my Hypno, and it does go through, and it barely did any neutral damage. I do have one shield left, so I am going to stun this shield right here. It may be a Future Sight or Moonblast. It was only a Future Sight. Future Sight would have done not very effective damage against us, because psychic types are not very effective against psychic types. My electric punch does once again charge it up, and this electric punch is doing barely any damage against him. Although it's doing neutral damage, it is taking out barely any. Cresselia is a really good Pokemon as well for the Great League because of its high defense and high attack. So we do allow that Future Sight to go through. One more electric punch and he may faint. We finally do get it off, and that Cresselia will faint, allowing us to win that third round win. Good game to my opponent. For the fourth round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Skarmory. Once again, this is going to be an even start for us. Ice types will be doing neutral damage against him due to Ice being super effective against flying types, not very effective against steel types, as you guys know. My Surf does charge up before he does get to his Sky attack. That does mean he missed a fast attack tap, or he is over farming to a Brave Bird, or he is just over farming. So my opponent is not throwing in any charge moves. This may be a Brave Bird that I'm not going to shield, and you guys will see why, since it will be even. Although it will get my Lapras really low, he does also get a defense debuff, and it does allow my Lapras to do a good amount of damage without having to throw in a shield. I am going to swap out into my Throh, get a hit on energy. He did get a hit off on my Throh, and that did pretty good amount of damage since it was a flying type fast move. Flying types are super effective against fighting types. My opponent does make a swap out into a Azumarill with Rock Smash, so that is really good for us since he will be doing not very effective damage against my Hypno due to fighting types doing not very effective damage against psychic types. Lightning Punch does charge up, and it will be doing a really good amount of super effective damage against him. It does get him to half health. It only takes 3 confusions to charge up to my lightning punch, and it will be doing a lot of damage. That is really good. You guys can try out Hypno before you probably do have good amount of candies for it and Stardust to get double moves. I do recommend Shadow Ball or Thunder Punch, or any of the punches as double moves like Thunder Punch and Fire Punch. So we may just be going for the farm down. Since my opponent did already throw in a shield, I am going to throw in a shield for the charge move as well. He is one shot to my confusion, and he did get that 1 HP with that Ice Beam. Ice Beam did not go through, and his final Pokemon is a Machamp plus its Shadow. Shadow Pokemon mean that you will be getting a 30% defense debuff, 30% attack buff. So Confusion will be doing a lot of damage against him, and he is doing barely any damage due to, once again, fighting types not being effective against psychic types. Thunder Punch does go through once again, and one more hit with the Confusion, and that Shadow Machamp does go down, allowing me to win that 4th round. Good game to my opponent. Alright guys, so that will be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy, please consider dropping a like, subscribing, and turning notifications on. We are on the road to 100 subscribers, and it will really help the channel a lot. So once again, please consider supporting the channel. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.